Hey guys, welcome to the shop. Today I'm working on this 2018 Infiniti QX80, and the reason for the video is I just thought I'd give you kind of an idea. There's a lot of people out there that are kind of unsure of what shade of tint they want to go with, so I thought I would just put a video out that goes over the different options, the different shades, and how it will actually look on your vehicle. So with this vehicle, like with a lot of vehicles on the market today, being an SUV, a lot of trucks, vans, and SUVs come with factory tint on the rear of the vehicle. They don't put it on the two fronts because in a lot of states, a lot of provinces, the regulations vary. So depending on where you are, they'll have different laws. Usually that just regulates how dark you can go on your two front windows. The rear, everywhere that I know of, the rear, you can go as dark as you want. Legally, you can black that out. So that doesn't matter. You're open to go as dark as you want on the back, but on the two front windows, it varies depending on the area that you're in. So this one from the factory has no tint on the two front windows, and it does have factory tint on the two rears. And what I wanted to show you here is, okay, so if we're looking across the two front windows, that's not tinted. This is the way it came from the factory. These two rear doors and the little quarter glass there, that's factory tint, which is like a medium. Every manufacturer is a little bit different. I would say this is, about a 25% to 30% if I had to guess. I don't have my meter on me right now. And then this one, I just wanted to show you this because I've put 18%. So we're using SunTech carbon, and I've put 18% over top of the factory tint, which pretty much makes it full privacy. You can kind of see some of the light there coming in from the windows on the other side. But if you look back towards the rear of the vehicle like this, I can't see anything. It's all just reflection. So it's like full privacy in the back. I would say that's darker than limo. Again, looking towards the front, you can see, because that windshield's letting in a lot of light. But when you're looking in towards the back, I can't see anything. It's all reflection. And then you can see here that the side factory windows, you can see in it, just kind of has like a nice like medium sort of smoked look. And then again, the two front windows haven't been tinted, and those are clear. Okay, one more thing I'll show you is not just how it looks from the outside, but how it looks from the inside. So from the inside of the vehicle, looking out, you can see again, obviously those are the windows that are not tinted. And then here's the rear factory tint. And you can compare that to the rear quarter, which has 18% over the factory tint. So there's factory with 18%. Also that back glass has been tinted as well, and this one too. So it's nice and clear looking out, like from the inside out. The film appears a lot lighter than, as you can see here, looking from the outside in. And that being said, something to remember is that the darker you go, I find the biggest kind of warning that I give my customers anyways, is that the darker you go with the tint, the more difficult that it'll be to see out, especially at night. That's the biggest difference that I find anyways, is that at night, when you want to use your mirrors, looking from the inside out, when it's dark outside, you get more reflection. So the darker the tint, the more reflection you get on the inside, which just makes it more difficult to see out of the vehicle at night. So that's kind of the biggest thing that I sort of give my customers the heads up on, is the darker you decide to go, just be aware that it does make it more difficult to see out at night, especially in a situation where you're trying to back up. I actually have a truck right now that I bought, and it has tint over the factory tint, and I have to roll down the windows to see when I want to back up at night. You can use the backup camera, but sometimes that's not you know, not my go-to, so I'll, you know, roll down the window. So a bit of a pain, something that I probably wouldn't do myself. I'd probably keep it a little bit lighter just so that I avoid that scenario. Again, here's another like little sample. What I did was I just put up some sample pieces on the board here, and on my glass. And I didn't install these. I just kind of wet it and just put them there. So, you know, don't mind the bubbles there. I just kind of have it laid on the glass there, but you can see, so this one here is 35%, and then this one is 18%. And then that is, of course, 5%. And you can see how you get a lot of reflection with the 5%. You can't really see the brick behind it. This one, it kind of gives it a nice smoked look, so that would be considered like a medium, whereas the 5% would be considered a darker limo tint. Being 18%, that would be medium, where you can see through, but it's just a nice smoked look. And then the 35%, obviously being the light option, and you can see in, it just kind of has like a light smoke to it. So I'm gonna jump back on this. I'm going to continue on. So the customer with this has decided to go with 18% over the factory tint because he's gonna be keeping tools and equipment in the back. So his first priority with tinting his vehicle was privacy. He didn't want people looking in and seeing what, you know, what tools and equipment he had in the back. So he decided to go dark and do 18% over the factory tint. Okay, so we are done the tint on this Infiniti. And so what we've done is, like I said before, we did 18%, which is considered medium. It's on the dark side for sure for the two front windows. And then we carried that around, and we actually did all the windows in 18%. So we went over the factory tint on the rear. And so you can see now by looking at the front windows, that's the 18% applied to the untinted window. And now if you look at the rear, that's the 18% over the factory glass, which essentially now looks to me like it's darker than a 5% or a limo tint. It's like full privacy. So you really notice, if you look at the car from the side, directly on, you can see from the front windows there, you can see in the vehicle, you have all the light coming in the windshield. You can see in the vehicle, it just has a nice smoked look to it. Whereas if you look at the back windows, especially looking towards the back of the car where all the other windows are tinted, it cuts down the light coming into the vehicle, so it just looks black. You can't see anything. You'd really have to go up to it. Even if I went up to it and kind of, you know, looked in like that, it's still really hard to see in. And I'll just give you a little glimpse inside of now what it looks like. So you can have a look from the inside looking out. The front windows compared to the windshield. The windshield is now not tinted. That's clear glass. The front window, again, in 18%, and then the rear is 18% over the factory. That's this one. It's all wrapped up. I hope this helps you make you know, an informed decision on deciding which shade of tint that you go with on your vehicle. If you have any questions, obviously just drop them in the comments and be happy to get back to you. And yeah, hopefully you liked the video, and hopefully you subscribe. All right, see you on the next one.